Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go through the answers to the rest of these questions. So the next one is sodium chloride. So my cations are sodium ions from the chlorine. The sodium chloride is also going to make chloride ions, which are negative ions. The fact it's aqueous means I will get H plus and OH minus ions as well. Let's deal with the cathode first. The cathode is where my cations are going to go, and you can see I've got two. I've got sodium ions and hydrogen ions. Who reacts first? The least reactive is going to go first. In this case, that's going to be hydrogen. A hydrogen ion picks up an electron to form hydrogen, but we know hydrogen is diatomic, therefore I need two of those and two of those. This is reduction, and the product in this example is hydrogen. We get hydrogen gas produced. At the anodes, so the anions, I've got two. It is going to be the simplest, is going to react first. This has got one part, this has got two parts. So it's going to be my chloride ion, which is going to be the same reaction as I have got here. So chloride ions form chlorine gas, diatomic, by releasing electrons. That is also, because we're losing electrons, oxidation, and the product is going to be Cl2. Okay. Next one down, copper sulfate. Let's have a look at this. So from the ionic compound, we have got Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus. That's the copper ions and the sulfate ions. In fact, it's aqueous. We've got H plus and OH minus. Let's just start with the cathode again, be consistent. So here I've got my two ions. I know that hydrogen is more reactive than the copper. So the copper, Cu2 plus, is going to react first. It's going to pick up two electrons to form Cu, and that is an example of reduction, and the product, the chemical we will form, is copper. At the anode is where the anions go. Now be careful. The sulfate has got five parts to it. The hydroxide has only got two parts to it. So the hydroxide, because it's simpler, is going to go first. This is the tricky one that I showed you how to work it out, but you need also to have this in your memory banks so you can do it. So there's the reaction. This is oxidation. We are losing electrons. The products, there's two. We are forming water, which we won't see forming, but we're also forming, I should put the formula as well, shouldn't I? We're also forming oxygen, O2, and you will see the bubbles of gas, okay? Next one down is sodium sulfate. So here's my compound. So I've got sodium ions and I have got sulfate ions. Aqueous, so I've got H plus and OH minus in there as well. At the cathode, I've got sodium ions and hydrogen ions. The hydrogen ions are the least reactive, so they will go first. They'll pick up an electron to form hydrogen. Hydrogen's diatomic, therefore two electrons, and I need two ions. This is hydrogen ions gaining electrons, so this is reduction, and the product is hydrogen. Okay. At the anode, the anions, these two again. The simplest goes first. This has got two parts. This has got five parts. So it's going to be the hydroxide. So it's going to be the same reaction as above. If I can squeeze it in, that is still oxidation because it's losing electrons, and we have got H2O and O2 are the products. The next one, hopefully you spotted in the next one that this is a molten state. So here we've got Pb2 plus and Br minus. No hydrogen ions, no hydroxide ions, because it's a molten state. We've only got these two to consider. So reaction taking place at the cathode, there is only lead ions, Pb2 plus. It picks up two electrons to form Pb. That is reduction. And what are we forming? We are forming lead. The anode, the anion, Br minus ion, forms Br, releasing the electron. Br is diatomic, so we need two of those, and two electrons. That is oxidation, and the product is, we will get bromine forming. Final one, Magnesium fluoride is aqueous again, so we're back to our solutions. So magnesium is a 2+ ion, F-. Aqueous means we've got H+ and OH- in there. Cathode first, which of these two are going to react? We're not used magnesium before, so let's have just a quick check just to show you. Here's the magnesium in the reactivity series, and here's hydrogen. So the least reactive goes first, which is going to be the hydrogen reacts first. So over here we'll have H+ gaining an electron to form H. That'll be 2 of those, 2 of those, and 2 of those. And that is reduction, and we will get hydrogen produced. At the anode, this has got 1 part, this has got 2 parts, so it's going to be the F- that will form F by releasing an electron. Fluorine is diatomic, so 2 of those, 2 ions releasing 2 electrons. That is oxidation, and we are forming fluorine as a product. So check your answers, mark them. Anything you're not sure about, maybe go back and watch the videos on the solutions, aqueous solutions, or go back and watch the one on ionic compounds if you're not sure. If you're still not sure, send me a message and I'll look to help you. Okay, good luck everyone.